Black Diamond Cup Men's Division footy. It's top tier footy at its best in our local region, the AFL Hunter Central Coast. And today we're coming from the sunny plains of Dick Burwell Oval in Nelson Bay. Just a great part of the world here. The grass is green, the sky is blue, there's barely a breath of wind in the air. It is perfect weather for football, and the Marlins will be taking on top of the table Newcastle City Blues in what will be a great contest. They've been very competitive in recent times. The Marlins, of course, the top four finisher last year. Look out for some big names there in Billy Barton and Wade Blackburn. We love watching them and lead their boys to great games of footy, especially here at Dick Burwell Oval. But make no mistake, the Blues are right up there amongst it, and for good reason too. The big Q coming off a couple of bags in a row. Will he be able to do it again? I've got a feeling we got a bag ahead of us today, gentlemen. I'm Corey Hopper, and I'm joined with Ash Borg and Shane Darwin as Ash, take us through a tale of the tape.
Mate, the tale of the tape is pretty simple for Newcastle.
Well, I talked over the top of it.
That's right. Talked over the tape. Nah, it's all good, mate. They're undefeated. Nelson Bay have got a few wins on the board. Look, City will be the favourites, but and they've got a huge forward line today. Jordan Deere, Jack Woodhams, Max Quinlan, Jason Pongrachis, the big Pong, against Nelson Bay, who have got some pretty good forwards themselves. I'm really keen to see Thomas Warren play today. 33s and under 18. He kicked 5 goals last round. As we're about to get ourselves underway, the next voice is Corey Hoppers.
Thank you, Ash Borg. Bag raiders are plenty, and we are often racing big punch by the Blues, and they're trying to push it towards their goal, and a free kick's been found pretty much right away. The Nelson Bay Marlins will take it, and they did waste no time in moving forward. The ball's in the hands of Clark now. He kicks it towards the big Barton. He can't take a mark. He's got front spot there, and well, an interesting tap at the ball on that occasion, but the balls are going to be wrapped up. They're trying to keep it alive. The Marlins keen to get the first goal. Barton gets it on his left boot, and he kicks one, and it's on already. There's a bit of fever out there for sure, but Billy Barton opens up the account with the first goal, and they've started in feverish fashion, the Nelson Bay Marlins.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's all happening in the comm box too. It's gone right off. That was beautiful, Chop. Let's see this replay. Just bobbled around and trying to clear it. There was Joseph Miller, and they really just outworked Newcastle then. Billy Barton got the hands free, and he's very strong up top. Finished it off beautifully. And Nelson Bay take an early lead.
I tell you what, if that's the energy that we've got for the game today, it's going to be an absolute ripper. Billy Barton had a twinkle in his eye when I spoke to him before the game, and I think the Marlins are in for a big one.
Tap goes to ground. Nelson Bay trying to work this forward. Umpire says, I'll have it. That was Lewis Dews around the ball. And in there is Wade Blackburn, who's playing in the centre today. He looks like he's taken a fair bit off his frame, hasn't he? He's usually a lot larger in the shoulders, but
4 goals last week.
Yeah, he just looks a lot leaner today. As than what we have seen is Dews get the hand pass out. That was the 15 there of Hanley, who went backwards with it. This is Joseph Miller. Newcastle very good at recycling the football. Anderson caught with it, holding the ball. Nelson Bay have definitely come out of the change rooms, looking to try and get a prize scalp this afternoon. So this ball's in the hands, pretty sure, of Alec Clark, who sends this ball into the direction, over the top. Looking to get the rove here. Blackburn! Missed it. To the right, no, to the left, and went out of bounds on a full. Unlucky. He got himself forward. He snuck up beautifully then, and they almost didn't track him.
It was a big opportunity, wasn't it, early on? They've come out with some vigour, the Marlins.
It's been terrific. What a great start. I hope you're enjoying all of that and more. It was a very competitive women's game. We're hoping to see more of the same here. Nelson Bay will test Newcastle today. This goes long. Punched when it could have been marked there by Harry Lack. Ball went to ground, chasing it Lanyon. And that one will stay inside 50. It hasn't gone past the centre for Newcastle yet, but we know how dangerous they are in this one. They're just riding the storm. Anderson goes in the ruck, trying to get it out. Nice hand pass there, Clark. Recycle of the football. That was a clever little bump, but it didn't quite get Hudson Roche out the way. Sent up in the air. That was Anderson who couldn't mark it there for Nelson Bay. Around the footy there, Norton. That was a big tackle pressure. In there was Grant with a kick off the deck. Recycled there from Harrison Lack. Bouncing ball. Goes past Warren, the 17, 18-year-old. Tries to spin out of pressure. Play on, says the umpire. Nelson Bay doing very well in the early exchanges. Ball goes long, pack forms. How's the effort there from Barton? Couldn't get there. Looking for plays around. Beautiful hand pass from Blackburn. That was to Baldwin Reimer. And he's missed it. Jaden Reimer, who's deadly. Those three players in the forward line, Chop. Salivating.
Yeah.
Blackburn, Barton and Reimer.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? Those three names all chiming in early in the forward line, but there are the lesser-known names that are making it happen for the Nelson Bay Marlins. They're feverish at ground level. Towering mark there taken by the big ruckman from the Newcastle City Blues, and he is just an emerging footballer indeed. Good contest in the middle there. The Marlins end up with it. A free kick given and could be considered unlucky. We'll have to come back behind the mark before he takes the kick here. But the ball now in the hands of Dom Stanbridge. He was looking for Finlay on the outside, but the umpire says, no, that's no good. Come back, let's start it again. So Stanbridge, inside the centre square, had plenty of time for his forwards to get themselves set up and present. He's kicked it long. It's a good kick into a dangerous spot. The Marlins get good position there, though. It's standing in front of the marking contest. They'll rush this one through, and it'll be a minor score. But the Blues certainly was something to think about early on in the piece as we edge towards the 5-minute mark of the quarter. They'll bring it back in now, the Marlins, and they will be very eager to get it away from this defensive goal line and bring it in. The duty's there. Good kick, and the mark is taken. They want to maintain possession all the way through here. Wheeling around on that left boot and sending it towards the wing. Two Marlins up. They both keep their feet at ground level, and there's the benefit of it. Reimer flies through. He's got support. The kick goes long straight down the wing, and a great mark taken. That front spot being held by Carruthers. He's the wheels around. His kick is offline. He lowers his eyes, and it goes down. I think that's the Max Woodhams, I apologise. There's one of two of them out there. Now, Crawford. Good kick. They'll steady up. Newcastle City will show some experience here. And the kick there intercepted this time by Jason Carey. Expect something big from him today. Leading into something now, the Marlins. Good exchange of football. A few kicks. They've got to play a free in this goal square. Couldn't quite take the mark down. That was a great lead-up piece of play. Was that Ellis Brodie?
That was Selleck then, the 43.
Thomas Selleck Magnum. The Magnum. I've been waiting to say that all morning, ever since I saw the team list this morning, Ash.
Now you've got me thinking about the Magnum PI music, mate.
Yeah.
From the show.
That's right. He needs to go and mow, that guy.
They worked that beautifully, though, and here go Newcastle down the side on the deck there, and I reckon he might be done here. No. They let Max Woodhams get away with that one. Rachel Robertson, very experienced umpire at this level.
They're certainly laying down a standard, the Nelson Bay Marlins, aren't they, Ash?
Yeah, they're working hard, and this is the first 7 minutes. They've got 120. They've got 100 minutes of footy. So they've got 83 minutes to continue the rages. Finlay, who is early contender, I reckon, for top 3 at least in the Elliott Davey medal. He's been superb this year with the ball in hand. So that one goes out to the out of bounds. Got some boundary umpires here this week, which is fantastic. Last round we didn't have any, which was different to see at cup level. Finlay off the ground, looking to try and get this football forward, Creamy Cullen. Here's Finlay again. He got a second touch really quickly, trying to bump off the football there. Pongracic, umpire says, free kick City. The big Pong will take it. And that's just been dropped there by the Nelson Bay player, the 34 of Alec Clark, not spotted. Driven in low. That was a great kick. Almost got all the way there to the big tractor. Might have actually been someone else. That's Tractor. Tried to get on the boot, Jordan Deere. Pongracic tried to come in. Nelson Bay looking to clear. They get it into open space here. That was a pretty effective kick. Going to ground at the wrong time. That was Viney. Held his feet well there, Warren. Stayed on his feet and went central. Looking for a target. That was Barton. Went across to McConnell. Needs to be clean. The man with the helmet gets it across. This is Warren searching short. Beautiful kick. Nice and effective.
Well, they look good. Nelson Bay Marlins look very good.
They play on quickly and go short. Went over the top. Not the best kick to Reimer. And he's going to be dangerous in the forward line if he stays there. Charging through at the rate of knots, Carruthers. Newcastle City working hard. Someone's down on the deck there. And think we've got holding the ball. It's going to be a free to Nelson Bay. Wow, Carruthers, pretty sure. This is Carruthers.
It is Carruthers, yep.
And he's going to get himself a shot on goal here to extend Nelson Bay's lead early in the piece to 13 points. And no one will argue against them if Sam Carruthers can kick this. They've been the better team in the opening exchanges here. Sam Carruthers from 40. Distance, no problem. Accuracy just to the left. Well, it's stated they've got to finish fast. They've got to start fast and hold Newcastle City off. A couple of early misses, Chop.
Yep. Well, they bring it in, and that's a wonderful kick. What a re-entry kick. The mark, unfortunately, not taken on that occasion, but Bailey's followed it up. Free kick there. I've seen the whistle blow, and the signal goes up. So the free kick's going to Newcastle City. And they need to respond now because they've certainly set the tone, the Nelson Bay Marlins. Make no mistake, they're a classy outfit, the Newcastle City Blues, and they will respond accordingly. Finlay now with the mark. He's run off his mark, being corralled beautifully. He's got a 2 to beat. Gets a quick hand pass off. It's effective. Quick kick. Goes up high towards the forward line. No mark taken. It's brought him down. The defence working very hard. Nelson Bay, they're doing great work. They may putting the forwards of Newcastle City under absolute pressure, not giving them an inch. And as a result, they forced another behind. And in years gone by, Newcastle City probably would have broken through and at least made one of them a goal. It looks like Reece Dawes got the duties of keep bringing the ball in here. Reece, a journeyman in football, has found his way back to the game, which is wonderful news because although, as I give him a rap, he sprayed that one, and that's now given Newcastle City Blues an opportunity to get their first goal through Thomas Burke, who took a chest mark to not 25 metres out from goal. So 30, let's go with 35 actually. 35 out. Lining up for the first goal for the Newcastle City Blues. The kick looks good. There's not a lot of movement from the goal umpire. There it is, straight through the middle. Newcastle City have responded. They've broken through some tough defensive work by the Marlins, who have set a real tone early on in the piece. And the Blues have kicked their first goal through Thomas Burke.
Yeah, they're the type of mistakes they've just got to get out of the system. There were 2 players here. I'm pretty sure it was Nicholas Ellis-Brody and Andrew McConnell in the pocket. They chose to go up the middle. And when you go up the middle and make a mistake, Newcastle City will punish you every single time. Cardiff versus Wyong Lakes early is 8 points to 6 in favour of Cardiff. So it's a good start to the match there. No score from the other games. So back down in the middle now. Good start to this game. Blackburn drove it nice and long. Mitch Hall leading his opponent to the football in his opponent's level. Got it back and across to Jews. Jews needs to release. Great tackle. Got no other decision other than holding the ball. That was almost the perfect tackle.
I think he said he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
No boundary umpire there to pick that.
Yeah, unfortunate. Play on, says the ump. Burke, kicker of the last goal. That could be holding the footy too. Great tackle.
Whoa.
Chase was superb. Is that Jews?
The response is great, isn't it?
It's been magnificent. It came out to Reimer, who sent it nice and long. Mark almost there. Free kick Newcastle in the contest against Billy Barton there for an illegal piece of work on Max Woodhams. Woodhams will take off. Driving it this short side. Just there, Anderson. Kick just did enough. Short ball. They're going to open it up. Slocum missed the target. Cleaned up by Stanbridge, who got cleaned up. Slocum puts the body over the ball. He's done that all year, but he got smashed. He got smashed illegally by the tackle of Tom Warren. So Slocum will take the free kick. Football he played in the country, Victoria, last year. Great pickup for City. That ball comes across here to Lovell. His brother Campbell was magnificent in the rep match. Player of the match for the South Coast. Good fist from the back. That was from Roche. Great effort to try and pick it up there, Anderson. Actually, it was Hanley. Ball came out and across to half forward. Not a bad kick in the deer direction. Went over the top. Wilkes, wearing him like a glove at the moment. Backdoor hand pass to Blythe. This kick needs to be clean and ears. It did enough. And it's in the hands there of McConnell, who's got the little bit of headgear there. They just need to steady now Nelson Bay. Short chipping ball to Blackburn, the coach. And a long ball over the top there to Hall was magnificent. Terrific kick. 60 metres out. They need to be clean with this one. That is a superb kick to Warren, who got into space. Corey, they're looking really good here, the Marlins.
Yeah, their ball movement's absolutely superb, but what I'm enjoying most of all is their physical presence. They're really working hard to make sure Newcastle City don't have a lot of space to use the ball effectively, and we all know how good Newcastle City are when you do give them that space. So this is great work.
So he kicked the bag a couple of weeks ago in a massive win. They need this goal to get back in front. And there's a wasted chance. Corey 1-4.
Yep, they can't afford that. They can't afford that. They need to really mix it up with the top tier of the competition. They've got to jail those. Absolutely. So no doubt that'll be addressed by Wade at quarter time. But, geez, he's done a wonderful job priming this football side. They were top 4 last year. We've got more contenders for the finals this year, but they are still well on their way, probably even to climb up that ladder from 4th. As Wade Blackburn, that said individual there, is doing wonders here at this football club. And he took a mark here. Will have a shot on goal to further extend the lead. And the majority of the forward movement, the forward pressure so far has been with the Nelson Bay Marlins. We all know the class of this man. It would not be beyond him to put this straight through the middle. And they are up and about, the Nelson Bay Marlins. He's put that low. It's down. Yeah, it's still alive. The ball's still in play. It's been rushed through for a behind in the end. But probably not Wade Blackburn's finest moment, unless it was intended. I'm not sure. But one way or another, that's another behind. 1-5, and they could have had a significant lead by now, the Marlins. Going up high for a climb. We enjoyed that. I thought that the attempt was realistic all day long myself. Timothy Anderson, unfortunately, gives away a free kick. I think he got altitude sickness while he was up there. And the ball now on the wing. It's a scramble. Desperate stuff now. Newcastle City are aware they've got to lift the tempo, find another gear to match it with the standard set by the Nelson Bay Marlins so far. And so long as they follow through with that all day, this is going to be a ripping match. Ball now in the hands of Edwards. He kicks long. Opportunity for the Blues now. Ball goes to ground. No mark taken. Tractor tries to get hold of it. But Blackburn, who's just about everywhere, gets it. And a chip kick relieves the pressure valve. Another kick by Grant. Another great contributor there for the Marlins. Handball out wide. Now they're going to try and load something up here. Long kick straight down the line, but it's off target. And it's been picked up by Hurley. He will have a big role to play indeed. Short kick finds Finlay. They've got to think their way through it now, Newcastle City. You can see trying to bring the tempo of the match down a little. So try and size something up from the middle. A little bit of candy sold. Hurried kick in the end, and it's chopped off Ash. And this time, the hands of Nicholas Ellis-Brody. Sometimes selling that bit of candy, you might gain a little bit of extra ground, but it puts you off balance when you go to take your kick. And that can be the result. Yeah,
that's perfectly said, mate. As that ball comes out, the umpire has a decision to make and gives it to Newcastle City. Looks like Noel McDonald with the free. Played brilliantly a couple of weeks ago in a big win against Killarney Vale. Short ball, downfield free kick. I think Billy's got him a bit late. And they're having a bit of afters too, Billy and Noel McDonald. He's given him one for a good measure there, Noel McDonald. But
they'll have a bit of history, those two. I imagine they've played on each other a few times.
Dare say. They enjoyed each other's... I know they enjoy each other's company most other weeks, but not when they played against each other. As going to ground there, Clark tries to work through. Did well. Beautifully done. Dashed away. Alec Clark got it off the side of the boot, but it's effective to Tim Anderson. Anderson's got to look for this next kick now. That's a brilliant kick to Hall. Just
well
over
done.
the top of him.
Nope.
Got the hand to it just in time, Carruthers. Carruthers tries to break the line. Goes round the body. Great smother there, Finlay. Got it to ground. Worked through it there with Blackburn. He's been a really good player early. Tried to get it, Viney, and that's downfield.
Yeah, downfield.
It's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, Blackburn will have a shot.
Lewis Dawes, I reckon, will be the one that shoots it because he's the closest to it. It can't be Blackburn. Dawes is saying, mate.
Okay.
And that's going to be 33, is it? It
yep,
will be.
It will
it's
be.
Thomas Warren, the youngster.
The bag kicker from last week.
It's unlucky. You know what? It's discipline, really, isn't it? That's two downfield free kicks in a row.
When you're not expecting to be under siege so early, that can often be the case.
Pongrash's off the field. Warren from a similar spot. just needs to straighten up. He's gone left again. Are these behinds going to cost Nelson Bay in the long run, Chop? Because they're the team in front at the moment in terms of on the scoreboard and on the ground.
We've talked about this before, actually. I don't want to be the bearer of doom and gloom because I'm loving the way the Nelson Bay Marlins have come out of the blocks here. It's very exciting. They're the real deal if they maintain this pressure for the entire game. And I believe it's been the standard for them, but one quarter has been virtually errant for them and cost them games against big teams like the Terrigal-Avoca Panthers, for instance. And here they go again, mounting something. All of this hard work has to result in a major score at the other end at some point. And if you do keep kicking those minor scores, it may be deflating for the players working so hard further afield for you. But this sort of stuff is outstanding. The intercept, and it looks like the player's done an injury to his knee on that occasion. We'll keep you updated on that, folks, as the Blues wrestle control of the ball over the far end. They've probably had 30% of ball possession so far, but they're still right there with the Marlins at this stage. Hand pass over the top by Finlay, ineffective. It's a scramble again now, and emerging from it, some great work there by Lewis Jews, the captain, doing some great stuff on the field, leading by example indeed. And the ball, loose one, collected by the Blues. Hand pass over the top now, swinging around, assisted in the distance of that hand pass. They are just bullocking their way through here, the Marlins. They've got hold of it. I think it's in the hands of Carey now. Carruthers Dorr tries to get the kick. They're over the top of it again. A whistle's blown, and it looks like it's going the way of the Blues. So a little bit of that physical presence probably going against them. We've got 5 seconds left in what's been an absolutely intriguing first quarter. They want to bring it to ground here. No, sorry, there's another 5 minutes to go. I don't know what I'm talking about. And in the meantime, the Blues kick a goal. 4 minutes to go.
No, Jack Woodhams.
Oh, Jack Woodhams. Sorry,
Yeah,
mate.
sorry, mate.
I saw a 2 and a 4, and I went, there's 2 or 4 minutes left to go. Jack Woodhams kicks the second one against the run of play by the best description of things. And 2 goals, 2-14 to 1-6-12.
You're spot on, mate, against the run of play. Nelson Bay have really been effective everywhere. They've almost would say dominated the pack scenarios and moving the ball clean. They just haven't put it on the scoreboard. 7 scoring shots to 4, and they're behind by 2.
Did we get a goal, Sally, by Jack Woodhams then?
I don't think so. I think they're a bit subdued. So we're back to the middle. Anderson and Hurley. Anderson's been doing beautifully early. Great smother Reimer in the hands there of Cullen. Creamy gets it to the air. Mark almost taken, or it should have been taken, but it was more touched off the boot. Play on says the ump. They're rolling it forward here, Newcastle City. Blythe needs to be clean in his. Tried to get it over the top. That mark taken by Jack Woodhams, I'm pretty certain. So Woodhams. Long to the Quinlan direction and dig. Nice little rove. Crawford missed to the right. They've got 3 tall timbers up there, but just couldn't make a count as Deer comes to the bench. Pongrashish looking to make a difference, the big Pong.
This will be the test of the Nelson Bay Marlins. They come out in a flurry of energy right now, but when you don't come up with the goods in the major scores and you go into the quarter at a deficit, it could be something you can find difficult to sustain. And one thing they can expect from Newcastle City, no matter how good they are in that first quarter and outplay the Blues will adjust their game accordingly and come back and diversify it and be competitive for the day.
So they haven't wavered from their kicking routine. That was pretty good. Barton nearly grabbed it. He's been paid the mark. He's going to go around quickly. 1-on-1 becomes a 2-on-1, chipping across. That was a great mark. Max Woodhams under pressure. And he finds a teammate out wide there in Hanley, who begins to run. They motion for him in the middle, but they go deep to Stanbridge. Stanbridge about centre wing. This is where City are dangerous. They lob a ball inside, and that one's a bit out of whack. Wade Blackburn read it best. Just marshalling his troops down, just getting them to compose. Runs around Jack Woodhams. Drives it long in the direction of Warren. Warren did well, used the body early. Needs to get his hand pass on, couldn't get there. Pressure was good. Burke in the contest. Went to ground, but they go over the top now. That was 43 of Selick, big magnum. That one gets hand passed out of bounds, and that one will be a throw in. Really competitive contest here with just under 2 minutes to go. 3 points the margin. Newcastle City, well, if you're a neutral and you've been watching the game, you'd probably say Nelson Bay deserved to be in front, but champions do what champions do best, and City are definitely the one of the better sides in the comp for a reason. Is that one went around the body from Andrew Connell.
Yep.
Went out of bounds on the full.
Out in the full on that occasion. Undoes a lot of good work for the Marlins so far. But yes, it's been a rollicking first quarter. Geez, I've enjoyed it. Nelson Bay, I'm enjoying their ascension in the competition since they returned to first grade last year. Blackburn wheels around on his right boot, keeps it low. Barton picks it up on the half volley, but they've coughed it up now, and the defence of the Blues is up to the challenge. They've kicked it out already on the wing, but there's more Marlins here than Blues. And that toe poke was put in just at the right time, wasn't it? Crawford leading the race to the ball now. He overruns it. Now the two players are one-on-one. Jack Woodhams is over the top of it, trying to wrestle the ball off him. He's Blythe of the Lachlan variety. Hand passes in. That's Carey now. He kicks it long back towards the Nelson Bay Marlins goal line, but Finlay's there to save the day. He takes a chest mark, goes for the cross kick, switch kick, finds Hanley. His looping hand passes way too much for his teammate to cope with. In the hands now of Warren. He shrugs a tackle. Hand passes over top to Magnum PI. He goes further afield to Wade Blackburn. His chip kick is perfect. He finds a teammate in Andrew McConnell, who takes a mark, and he will have a shot from a very tight angle, and every teammate saying, slow down, slow down. They realise they need to get goals from all of this hard work, and that was terrific work there. And this will be an opportunity on the siren for the Nelson Bay Marlins to regain the lead at quarter time. It looks good. There's celebrations. It's a goal. The Nelson Bay Marlins' hard work pays off, and they'll go into quarter time with an advantage of 3 points. 2-6-18 to 2-3-15. What's been a blockbuster first quarter. What a ripping match of the round so far.
Yeah, it's been superb so far, and they deserve the lead. Nelson Bay, Chop, they've been the better team in this first quarter and deserve the lead. A few other scores from other games. Terrigal 39, the entrance 7, and at quarter time at Don Small Oval, Wyong Lakes 3 straight 18, Cardiff 2-4-16. And anyone in the Women's Cup that are interested, Killarney Vale 3-3-21, Newcastle City 2-4-16 at 3-quarter time. So it draws another possibility again there. We could be going for 3 in a row. So we'll go to the quarter time break. Nelson Bay lead it, and they deserve to be in front.
on the AFL ACC thing. Yeah. Or go into YouTube and just Google the scene Oz, or the scene AUS. Search for that, I suppose. Is the word. Maybe they'll go back in, boys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Dick Burwell Oval. What's been an absolutely fascinating first quarter. Match of the round in the AFL Hunter Central Coast sees the Nelson Bay Marlins, top 4 last year, taking on last year's grand finalists, the Newcastle City Blues, in what is developing into a wonderful derby between these two clubs. The Nelson Bay Marlins continuing with their ascension, just a meteoric rise in the first grade competition, and are currently leading the Newcastle City Blues, the perpetual just about grand finalists, 2-6-18, 2-3-15. I'm Corey Hopper. I'm with Ash Borg and Shane Darwin. We are your The Scene production crew here bringing you live broadcast. Take it away, Ash.
So Anderson got the tap down. Finlay went to get it. Nice pressure. Blackburn. Play on, says the ump. Ball to ground. It's going to be Stacks on. And the umpire is going to come in and ball it up. Finlay and Crawford were very good for Newcastle City in the first term. Their big tools were very well held by the defence of Nelson Bay. Anderson's been brilliant in the ruck so far. Gotten the better of the duel against Hurley. Clearing kick away. Nicely done. That was returned to centre there by Lachlan Blythe. Inside 50 here for Nelson Bay. Effort there. Reimer, who's been terrific for the Marlins. Standing over the football there was Warren. He's been great as well, the under-18. Here goes Lovell against Warren. Drove it long. Contest at centre wing. Cullen almost claimed the mark. Play on, said the ump. Cleared away. That was by Lack, who drove it back inside 50. Reimer got up pretty high and almost came down with it. Check side kick. Missed to the left. Almost snuck it in the gap.
Didn't he?
He's a classy player, Jaden Reimer. He won an Elliot Davey medal over 8 to 10 years ago now. Still got the class today.
2017, I think it was, Ash.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. And he was describing, I remember talking to him at the season launch, describing to me, didn't even understand what the medal was for. He's just a superb player, and he has been for a long time. So Newcastle City just on their defensive 50. Creative kick there to Stambridge. It goes to Finlay. Finlay driving. And that one's a Lasso free kick there, Corey. They've started well again, Nelson Bay.
They started in exactly the same fashion that they opened up their match account with in the first quarter, and it's good to see plenty of pressure on forcing probably an errant kick by Finlay. You don't see it often, and we saw a rodeo turnover as a result. Now, they will think their way through this, the Nelson Bay Marlins, and I'm enjoying that aspect of their game too. When to go and when to pull back. And the ball now in the hands of Hudson Roach. I enjoy his footy. Great kick to the advantage of Carruthers. He'll get a shot on goal. It's just come off the side of his boot. He probably could have taken even one more step maybe. Sadly, was unable to straighten up and further extend their lead. But this is great signs. And Wade Blackburn be thrilled to see that they relinquished enough space to their halfback area only to just send it straight back into their forward line for another scoring opportunity. But it's 2-8-20, and that behind count is starting to blow out. You want to start levelling it out before too long. Long kick, out front spot, beautifully done. Jaden Reimer takes that mark from the front. Not his best kick. He tries to put a boot in, and as a result gives a free kick for kicking in danger. It'll be Max Woodhams who'll take the kick. Newcastle City Blues have got Big Woody at either end, and they need to put him to good effect, that's for sure. As the ball gets bundled out over the boundary line, a throw-in will ensue on this occasion. We're at the half-back line now of the Nelson Bay Marlins, and we'll have a throw-in stoppage. Players mustering around in good position. Front spot there by Hurley. He gets the ball down to Slocum, but Slocum is wrapped up immediately by Wade Blackburn, who just hounds the front of this stoppage like the defensive side of this stoppage. If you have a look at him like a funnel web spider, just waiting to either wrap someone up or get the kick himself. And there he is. But this time he's wrapped up like a funnel web. And the ball back with the Newcastle City Blues. They kick it deep in their forward line, but standing tall down there is that... I can't make out that play. I should know it. I'll tell you in a minute. As he gets his right foot straight into it, sends it from whence it came. And I think there was a mark taken behind the banner there. I don't know. There was certainly a tackle, a standing tackle, and a free kick ended up going, I think that's Carey, isn't it? Jason Carey. He's another tough customer and we enjoy it. Straight on the wing. He's found Blackburn. He's taken a good mark. Making sure that mark position is set properly. Telling his players to go backwards because he knows what's coming. With Reimer now. Long kick into the forward 50. Looking for Barton. No marks over his head. There's Carruthers looming. And he carries the ball over the boundary line. They are relentless, aren't they? They have different channels towards that forward line now, Ash.
Yeah, like Sam Carruthers. He's playing a really good role. Great mark before by Addison Wilkes, who's really held the forward line, back line well for Nelson Bay.
That's who it was.
Tacked behind by Barton, who's played a lot of ruck in his life. I only discovered that in Canberra a few weeks before.
Yes.
Long kick wide. It goes to Warren. Warren sizes up. Oh, just a little bit over the head of McConnell. That could have been another set shot. Mark taken there by Viney.
Really troubling Newcastle City at the moment, aren't they?
They're struggling to solve the puzzle that is Nelson Bay at the moment. Kick over the head of Jack Woodhams. Went to ground without the footy. He'll get a free kick here. And that'll be a free kick to Lachlan Blythe. He's been pretty solid as well. Could go central here to Reimer. If I thought they telegraphed it there, City. Reimer's strong enough. Goes long. That wasn't the best kick. Bounce might be favourable. Drews did beautifully. Spun out of trouble. Got the hand pass. Could be a free. And it is it? Yes.
Will be.
So Lewis Drews is going to get the free. Newcastle City, I think they're a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. Just how hard Nelson Bay have come at them. And they're getting these free kicks through a little bit of ill discipline.
What I liked, Ash, was Drews just fixed up his pug mark too. He repaired his pug mark, and I thought that was great work. Respect for the ground. Yeah,
it did very well. So Lewis Drews looking to extend this lead. That's a long bomb, and it's a straight 1-2. Lewis Drews just puts a little bit more evenness on the goals and behinds count and extends the lead for Nelson Bay to 11. 3-8-26 to Newcastle City 2-3-15. We've just played just under 7 minutes in his second term, and Corey Hopper, they deserve this lead thoroughly, and it could be bigger.
Well, I tell you what, if you're a Nelson Bay Marlin and you haven't paid your dues, you should, because he just kicked you a goal and he's worth it, whatever you're going to give him. So that was great work by the Nelson Bay Marlins, and they are giving the Newcastle City Blues so much to think about. Now, if I know the Blues at all, they will be enjoying this contest. I know they are being put to the sword a little at the moment, but they will love being challenged and having to rise to that challenge. As Quinlan gets hold of it, hand passes to Hanley. They get the clearance, the Blues. But front spot was going to the Marlins, and the mark should be his. It was taken off him, and I think Jack knows that. But no reason why you wouldn't try and turn it over nonetheless. The kick goes out to the wing. Foot race out there. 1 Marlin, 2 Blues. They should do it, the Blues, and they do well. Quick kick over the head of the teammate there, and there are plenty of Marlins waiting behind, and they kick high. It is razzle-dazzle in yellow here by the Nelson Bay Marlins. Hand pass to Roach. Roach to Reimer. Reimer loads up a big kick deep inside the forward 50. There's a group mustering underneath. A free kick's been found, and it's going to the Newcastle City Blues. I think it might have been against Carruthers on this occasion. So being told to come back behind the mark. That's Viney. But he's not allowed to take the kick. It's going to McDonald, who usually has a booming kick, but he reserves it on this occasion. Finds Woodhams of the max variety. He goes in board. Risky kick. Carruthers chops it off. There's a couple of hand passes. It gets Carruthers out into a bit of space. He's going to have to move quickly. Goes further afield. This time to Jews, who just kicked a goal a minute ago. It's bounced over the top. It's going to be another one. That's 2 goals to Jews in a row. Nelson Bay Marlins extend their lead by another 6 points and giving Newcastle City so much to think about.
Tell you what, that was a ripping goal. Pretty sure it might have been Hudson Roach. We'll have a look at this replay and find out. It was a great long left foot.
It was Roach. I do apologise.
Pounced on it. And gee, that was a big kick. Look at that. And the goal square was left open. And it was great stuff there by Thomas Selleck, the big magnum, who just gave that goal square some openness, and they got dragged out. They're all over Newcastle City like a rush here. 17 points to Dev.
My apologies to Roachy there. I was just so excited in the moment.
Oh, it was a brilliant finish. Anderson against Quinlan. And Reimer got the hand pass out and across. They work it again here, Nelson Bay. Nice effort there. This has come out here to McConnell, who's been okay, turned it over. Another turnover ball, Blythe. He recycles it quickly. Lucks of fortune on the short ball. Ends up in the hands of Warren. Play on, says the umpire, Warren. Goes nice and long. There's 2 tall timbers there. Oh, could have been held out without it here. Play on, it is. Free kick, Jaden Reimer. And that's 50. It's got to be 50. It's actually Blackburn. We're all getting excited. Don't tell me he's reset it again.
Why?
Goodness, that's unlucky.
What happened?
Well, it was a 50-metre penalty on Blackburn for the push afterwards, and then his teammates come in to help him, and he's given up the free kick. That was a certain goal to Nelson Bay. He'd be furious, Blackburn, not only with the teammate, but with the umpire. Here's Roche. Short ball, Carruthers, beautiful. And they steadied.
Wow.
Everything's getting exciting here, Chop.
So exciting. This is a great game of football. Geez, I love it when match of the round turns out like this.
Can Sam Carruthers finish? He's had a couple of goes. He's missed a couple. He's been very lively. I really like the way he's gone about it. He deserves a goal, and this will extend the lead further. Radar's a little bit off. Lead is 3 even goals. 4 goals, 9 to 2-3. And fellas, I don't know about you, Shane and Chop, but I reckon Nelson Bay are good for a 5-goal lead at the moment. They've been so good in this game. Terrific.
Yeah, they're unlucky not to be further ahead. There's no doubt about that. Really being tested as the big Pong takes a mark. His wealth of experience ought to make a good decision here. He sends it long, booming down the line, but they're just everywhere at ground level. Reimer this time picks it up. A good contest between Hanley. He did a fine effort, wasn't able to come away with it, but in the end it's Barton who kicks it long down into the forward line. Carruthers causing some sort of mischief down there for the Blues defence. There's 3 of them, and they were unable to work it out between them. They had 2 to beat. And they had that much under the pump, the defensive line. They're not used to this, the Newcastle City Blues, and they will have to adjust. There's no doubt Mitch Knight will bring them into a huddle and get them to settle right down at half-time, because they're playing a little flustered at the moment in their footy. As McDonald and Barton go up, the 2 arch nemesis rivals. Finlay picks it up at ground level. His hand pass is ineffective. Bounces out, but running onto his Anderson. He did very well to read that. Kicks it long. Goes up for the muck is the big tractor deer. He can't take it. Takes on Carey head on, and you can't do that. Carey gets a free kick for high contact, and I'm loving his composure at the moment. He's a fierce competitor, but he's slowing it down when it's needed and making sure the right decisions and cool heads prevail. Long kick straight down the line. Teams mustering. Blackburn couldn't bring the fingertipper down. Anderson on it again. A whistle's been blown, and a free kick down the field will go to Jordan Deere. He wheels around on that right boot and sends one all the way to home. It's right down there, 20 metres out in front of goals here. Nelson Bay are going to have to work hard defensively here. Hand pass over the top, but they've chopped it off the Blues, and they've kicked a goal out of nowhere. They've arrested control, gone against the grain of things, and got themselves a goal. And it looks like the goal has gone to
Carter Lovell.
Carter Lovell, indeed. Well, Lovell, they will love a goal any day long.
And there's the turnover. That was Ellis Brody that tried to get it out to Norton, and Norton just couldn't handle the pressure.
Yep.
Turned it over and coughed it up to Lovell, who just snapped it around the body.
Such is the value of that intensive forward line pressure, is even just a hand on the jumper, enough weight to put someone off their hand pass. And Turn the ball over.
5 minutes to go in the Women's Cup. Kalani Vala in front by one straight kick. We have another draw. This is insane. 3 goals, 4 to 2 goals, 4.
That'd be great.
That'd be insane if they get 3 draws in a row in normal time. In the centre, Anderson won the tap again, came down, tried to get it there. Lanyon, the skipper, cop one high. They need a bit from him here.
I like his haircut. Looks good. Suits him.
Need a captain's knock here. As they drive it inside 50 again. Going hard and over the top there. That was Pongrasic. This is Hanley. Hanley with a massive bomb. Missed all the target. Went out of bounds. And Nelson Bay, that just got a, I wouldn't say weather a storm, but they copped one. They've copped 2 of the 3 goals against the run and play. Just need to be mindful in defence of how dangerous Newcastle City's forward line are.
Yeah, momentum's a big thing. You've got to score while it's going your way and try and minimise it when it's your way.
Jack Woodhams over the footy. Barton came back to defend. He's done beautifully and he's cleared it long to Walls. Punch over the top. Woodhams, Max version, did very well. 10 3/4 minutes to go until half-time. Nelson Bay lead the contest by 2 even goals. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the scene. On the Scene Productions YouTube page today. A few technical issues at the AFL HCC page. Just move the stream across. Share the link with your friends as they tap it down. And that one might just go out of bounds again. That's pretty sure that's Sean McGrath that's retrieved that. Former coach of the side. A little bit of a argy-bargy there as Reimer comes back onto the field. Lots of little games within the game here at Dick Burwell Oval. Well, one out again there by Anderson. He's been immense in the ruck. Contest, that's holding the footy all day long. What a marvellous tackle. That's Roche.
He's playing a ripping game, Hudson Roche.
He's been a fantastic junior. He's growing up into one of those senior players that you can have at this club for over 10 years and make a real difference.
One of those...
Chopping it in front there was Max Woodhams.
One of those small men you think to yourself, don't underestimate because they play
metres.
above their stature.
50 metres against Sam Carruthers for going inside the protected area. All these little things, they're just starting to add up here against Nelson Bay. And how crucial is that 5th goal that they were certain to get from Blackburn? So go nice and long. Contest could have been held without it. Oh, roving it beautifully. Deer ran without it though. Woodhams in the contest. Soccer off the deck. That was by Harrison Lack. And he's still working hard, Lack. Ball in the hands now of Deary. Got the hand pass across to a teammate. Pretty sure that's Lovell. Round the corner. That was Woodhams that tried to get it. Nice effort. Good challenge in the tackle. And that one snapped through for a behind. Just trying to see who that was at the last minute.
Yeah, that was Pongrasic. Yeah, the big Pong.
So 11 points of difference. 8 3/4 minutes to go. Nelson Bay just need to weather this storm. Newcastle City starting to up the tempo.
Yep.
Don't think I'd go up the middle here. I'd look for a little bit more of a percentage kick if possible.
Yep.
Roche trying to make that happen. Just open up the play a little bit, and that's a nice chip over the top to Reimer. That was well worked there by Nelson Bay. They seem to have that very similar approach to the kick-ins that the women's counterparts do. It's just about the execution of it as it's turned over. Blackburn, marvellous tackle holding the ball. Chop, he's been outstanding, Wade Blackburn.
Yeah, leading by example as always. Their big 3, and I say the big 3 because they are just a class above, have all stood up very tall here today. And yet Billy Barton with just the 1 goal so far, no doubt he'll chime in for a few more yet. Kick on the wing now, Hanley chops it off. He's going to send it back from whence it came. But the kick, ineffective. The Marlins there to chop it off. They didn't grab hold of it and secure it. And Woodhams, who has ended up taking control there, sends it back to the half back. They've got it here on the wing now, the Blues. And they've kicked it back to Jordan Deere. Takes a mark just right on the wing virtually. They're doing very well intercepting these marks. They've just got to maintain control of it once they bring it down to ground. As Pongrasic wheels around with his left boot and sends one towards goal. And it's a ripper. Absolute thumping goal by Pongrasic. And that sends shivers down the spines of the Nelson Bay faithful who have had full control of the game. But now all of a sudden a plus 12-point lead with minutes to with still about 7 minutes to go in the match, has turned into just a 5-point deficit.
How good was the cutback inside there from Pongrasic, as you could see on the replay? Cut in,
Yeah.
and smashed it off his left. And anyone interested in Women's Cup, someone's O just went, and it was Newcastle City's.
Wow, there we
Kalani
go.
Vale
So
by 6.
Goalless after quarter time.
Right.
Scored two behinds after quarter time. Kalani Vale have gotten over the line. Jade Batten's goal in the third quarter proved the difference.
Wow.
So there we go. Someone's O's got to go, and it went.
We're
Back in the middle we go. Anderson. Off the rove. Nicely done. Blackburn. Inside 50. Driven. 3 around it against 1. Surely one Shepherds. Carruthers got there round the corner. 1-on-1 contest. Mark needed to be held. Wasn't. Pressure from the back. Could be holding. No, umpire was correct. Over the shoulder. Little bit of pressure here on the Marlins. Can they hit back? Nice clearing kick. That was out to Sekanauskas, who's played a role. Finlay went to ground. Not the best time to do so. Turned over. And nicely done. Stanbridge went over the top this time, Corey, and gave away the free kick to the Marlins. Pretty sure that's the number 6 of Sam Norton.
Yeah, Sam Norton, number 6, indeed. And this is danger signs now for Newcastle City, who just got the last 2 goals to get them right back into the mix. High ball, no mark taken. It's been brought down at ground level. The Blues will lead the chase to the loose ball, and they get it out quickly. But it's an ineffective kick, chopped off by Blackburn. He sends it straight back from whence it came. It's over the line. What a ripping goal of 3 steps. He's kicked that 60 metres on an angle. And if you want to know who's class out there, Wade Blackburn just lathered you in it. Just wonderful work, and what a response to Newcastle City's goals.
This guy played AFL Sydney for a premiership team in North Shore, and this is why. Have a look at that from 55. Right over the top. Nothing they could do there, City. Blackburn's kicked bags of goals in AFL Sydney's premier grade.
That's
Playing
magnificent.
Great job in the midfield today. He's been one of the best. Lead goes back out to 11. They deserve every bit of it so far.
They're inspired at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been a wonderful match. So back in the middle they go. Anderson wins another tap. Roved out there, Burke. Burke nice and long. Over the top. This is Jacko Crawford. He's very dangerous when he gets in space. Crawford shoots. No, nice and just wide and not very
I reckon
straight
that's
at all.
indicative of the pressure that's being applied. Newcastle, they're not used to it at this intensity for this much of the first half of the game, I think. You know, they are a class above, generally speaking, most opposition they come up against. It's going to be really interesting watching them respond.
So Terrigal 67, the entrance 15. Carter 47, Wong 27. 4 minutes to go here until half-time. Nelson Bay 39. City 28. Kick wasn't the best. Burke went through his legs. Marlins retrieve. Reimer, nice hand pass. Free kick off the ball. And I think the Marlins will take it. Probably not the best time for the whistle then for Nelson Bay. They were starting to move it as Walls will take the free. Short ball, untidy. Will they pounce?
Oh, wow.
This is Carey. Carey got it smothered. Nice work there. Lovell on the smother. Trying to break through the lines. Lovell, hand pass, Brant to Cullen. Cullen, smashed by Reimer, holding the ball. Beautiful stuff. They're inspired, the Marlins.
They're everywhere too. They're
Smothering them. They're doing a Newcastle City to Newcastle City.
like a colony of ants just before a heavy rain's coming. They're just trying to get that lollipop back to the ants' nest before it rains.
It's
It's
been
amazing.
wonderful. He's Lack. Lack got into space. Anderson's got him out the back here. Almost got the grab. Did beautifully then against Hurley. Hand pass. That was out there by Warren. Trying to run onto a Carey. Dived on it. Worked hard. Finlay in the clinches. Got it out. Hurley fumbled. Really hot stuff here. Burke sidesteps. Did well. Going through Lack. Did beautifully. Stanbridge on the tackle. Released well. Cullen got it out. Lovell overran it. Trying to pick this footy up here is Zane Grant. Got the hand pass into space. It's going to be turned back over to Newcastle City through the agency of Sekanauskas, who drives the ball wide. Looking for Woodhams. Overrunning it. Did well there, Adam Blythe, to try and reposition him. Needs to beat 2. Got to ground. Standing tall. That was Lockie Blythe. Did beautifully. Streaks away. Needs to go long. Goes right over the top. Here's a chance for Nelson Bay as they all go to ground. But standing tall. Did beautifully then. And chipping ball over the top to second, Auskis.
Yeah, McDonald did very well there. He kept his feet in that contest and was able to just walk away with the ball, kick to somebody who was able to steady its ship down a little bit for Newcastle. Now they're mounting something. Pongrasic kicks. He's found Handley with relative ease. He's slowed it down a bit. He's taken. Is that Slocum? Sorry.
Yep.
I think it is Slocum. Apologies, there was a bit of sun shining off him. Pongrasic shows a dash of speed, comes wheeling around the outside, caressing the boundary line, and unfortunately he's missed the goal on this occasion. But geez, I like that, the big man getting up and turn of speed. I reckon it'll take him about 400 or 500 metres to slow down when he gets to that pace. Just absolutely like a juggernaut, thundering through with the Nelson Bay Marlins now, and the kick is effective in as much as, well, no, it's not. Bounces up, and it's Hurley now who rebounds it and kicks it back to Slocum, and that was neatly done. Slocum going back with the fly to the ball, takes a great mark, and he's well and truly in striking range for himself. 35 out, 45-degree angle, and one would think well within his capacity. He's been a great pickup for the Newcastle City Blues. Brings a fierceness to that midfield division. Genuine football warrior right here is Slocum. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. You'd like to think he's got the goods. Didn't look like there was much movement from the boundary umpire. Obviously a bit from the goal though. So just a minor score. Well and truly under the pump are the Newcastle City Blues. 4-5-29 as we go down to the final 25 seconds of this quarter. 5-9-39. It's a 10-point lead in what has been an extraordinary first half of football in match of the round. Flying high as Reimer almost brought it down. Hurley gets a quick kick away. It's not too late for Newcastle to get one late one. Ball goes to ground. I think time's going to beat everybody. 10 seconds to go. Not me, says the tractor. He kicks forward. Marks by Max Quinlan. Just like that. Literally. Seconds to go. The big Q coming off a double bag. Bag to bag he's been in recent weeks. Lining up for his first one. A heartbreaker for Nelson Bay. A ripper for the Newcastle City Blues. And will the big Q, co-captain of the representative side only a few weeks ago and playing just scintillating football ever since. 2 bags in a row and lining up for his first one today. Max Quinlan. Join the queue, they say. There he is. Maxi Q kicks his first one for the day, narrows the margin down to just 4 points, and we have got an absolute bumper again here on the Scene broadcast. Wow, Ash, what a half of footy.
It's been a magnificent half of football. Nelson Bay have really contributed to a great contest, but Newcastle City, well, great teams don't lie down, and the margin at halftime is 4 points. Nelson Bay 5-9-39, Newcastle City 5-5-35. Scores from other games in the Black Diamond Men's Cup. Terrigal Avoca 75, the entrance Bateau Bay 15. Harrison Pitt has 5 goals already to halftime. And in the other game, Cardiff 47 are in front of Wyong 39 at halftime. So as we go into the extended break, it's been a marvellous game of football. Corey and I are going to have a short break. Shane probably needs to climb in off the scaffold that he's got there. And we'll be back after an extended break to see if Nelson Bay can continue the business. Brief by, because I know she's she's very special to us anyway. We think she's just terrific, and want to do her justice by giving her a bit of a lead in. And for mine, she's one of the best AFL Hunter Central Coast ever players, recognised for versatility, composure, and relentless effort on the field. She's got strong work rate, clean ball use, game awareness, and a team-first mentality. And you see that a lot in their games where Sarah will almost deliberately not be in contest to let her players in, and I love that about her. I think she's great at that. Pick number 61 in the 2019 National Draft. She played for the GWS in 2020 and 2021 alongside Nelson Bay rival Lisa Steen, and then she commenced her footy career with Newcastle City in the 2017 Cup, kicking 34 goals in the first season, and then she backed it up with 53 in 2018 and won a premiership in 2018-2019. She played most of the 2020 season, and I believe she got drafted, so didn't get to play in the grand final. She came back to dominate the competition again after her time in AFLW, winning best on ground in the 2022 premiership, and then backed it up with the 2023 flag. So all up, she's got 5 premiership medallions. She's the inaugural Nadine McBride medalist for Best On Ground in a rep game in 2023, which is real testament to her. And in 117 games for Newcastle City, it'd be hard-pressed to find a game she hasn't played well in. She's played had 216 career goals and 66 best ons or one of the best on performances. She's just not a consistent performer. She's a game changer. In one of the most puzzling and mind-boggling phenomena in AFL HCC football, Shane, Halvo's never won a league best and fairest, so work that one out. And I don't think it'd bother her either, just quietly. But she's the reigning 2025 best and fairest for City. Sarah Alverson, welcome to the Black Diamond podcast. And she's blank.
There we go. Finish it. How are you, Sarah?
Hey,
Good, how are you guys?
Yeah, really
Good, how are you?
Well, welcome to the Black Diamond podcast. We obviously spoke with Caitlin a little bit earlier in the year, and I think she's the talker of the family. So we'll try and go easy with our questions for you, and keep it nice and casual.
Dropped out, sorry.
Oh, you're right, mate.
You're good. Kick us off. Tell us the backstory. How did you get into AFL footy?
It's a bit of a boring story, but my dad grew up. Well, I grew up. Dad was watching footy all the time. He's an AFL guy, so kind of just through that. And then there wasn't really much pathway for girls in Newcastle when I was young, but yeah, when the women's comp came around, I thought I'd give it a go, and been there ever since.
Yeah, because your dad played a bit of footy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's from Perth, so he played over there, and then a bit in Melbourne, and then played for Newcastle City when he was a bit older. So yeah, full circle.
Excellent. And not many people know, but you're a New South Wales rugby rep and a first grade footballer at Northern New South Wales Football. I've actually called you once in a game, and I just didn't make a connection for some silly reason until after you scored. How does footy compare to those two sports for you?
I think footy's the best part of every sport, in my opinion. You get to do the tackling you get in rugby, all the kicking in soccer and running around. But yeah, it's just the best combo. So it's my favourite out of all of them.
Fair enough. In the introduction piece there, Ash mentioned, of course, you were drafted down to the Giants. Tell us a little bit about how that felt.
Yeah, it was a while ago now, but yeah, pretty awesome experience. Very exciting when it happens. But yeah, just as a young woman, it was a pretty awesome experience to have. So yeah,
I believe you were sitting at home listening on the radio or something like that, or watching it on the TV. Is that right?
I was actually at work back then. Yeah, I was watching on my laptop at work. So I was yeah, head in the corner.
Hopefully they didn't dock you too much time off there.
No, they were easy on me.
So talk to us about, I guess there'd be a fair few young ladies and aspiring AFL draftees that want to make it to the next level. And I know you've got a few in your team, like Ruby and people like Elkie. What are some of the standards that they set at the highest level that you've learned from, and what do some of the young players need to do in our league to work on to get to that point from where you?
Yeah, I think like once you get to that top level of sport, I guess everyone's got great skills and is great at footy. But I think the thing, in my opinion, that probably sets people apart is attitude, and it's how, for example, how you take feedback, or if you've been dropped the week before, how you get around the team in the week, and yeah, just things like that just set people apart. Because as I said, at that level of footy, everyone's skills are amazing. It's how you differentiate from that top 10% to the next level is small things like that, and just commitment, I guess, just practicing and just the usual things. But yeah, that attitude piece, in my opinion.
You talk about commitment and the stuff that happens off the footy field. What's your sort of regime for fitness and preparation? What's that like off the footy field? Because you just seem to be able to run all day, and every year I think you come back looking fitter and whatever every season.
I think you're being a bit kind there, but I think it's a bit of genetics as well. But these days with the little baby on board now, it's a bit different. But yeah, try to go to the gym. I like to run around and kick the footy. outside of training as well. But yeah, I think I'm just lucky with genetics that I'm just a fit person. But yeah.
Chasing the kid around probably helps too, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Both being there, that's for sure. Look, Newcastle City is a club. You're a one-club player, really. What sets them apart from all the other teams in the AFL Hunter Central Coast?
Yeah, I've been there a while now, so they must be doing something right. But yeah, they've got a great culture. I've been there pretty early since the women's comp started, and they've just been so supportive of the women's team, and they've got 3 teams now, so it's pretty unique. And recently, just with the family side of things, like with Katie and I both playing in the same team, just being so supportive of that and adaptable, I guess. Like last year, we had to kind of juggle it a bit more, and sometimes we had to sit out a quarter of a game. But yeah, Coach Brett was always very supportive. So it's just little things like that, I think.
Yeah, and it seems to be working. Obviously, the group's ticking along really nicely. Still undefeated. Came close to it on the weekend, but that was a fantastic game as well. Now, the clubs is ticking along nicely. We're seeing plenty of young talent come through there, and Ash mentioned Elkie and Ruby. We saw Myla Tucker on the weekend have a fantastic game as well. Can you tell us about some of the young talent there that we should start to write down in our notebooks to keep an eye out for? Who's the up and coming talent there in City?
Yeah, like you said, there's a few of them. We're good at retaining our juniors at the moment, which is great. But yeah, Elkie Long's a gun. Myla Tucker's been so good the few games she's played with us so far. Leah Cookman, we've got Ruby Watson, Willow, and Billy used to be a junior. So yeah, I've got a handful there, which is awesome.
And you've been in the league for a while now, and one of the first years of the comp. Throughout the time you've been playing, who have been some of the best players to play with in City, and who have been some of the best ones to play against?
Ooh, that's a hard question. There could be a big list.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I am biased, but I think Caitlin Holcomb's pretty good to play with.
Yeah, she goes all right.
Yeah, she's all right. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys know her, but Ash Helly, I think she's from Wagga. She was great. I was playing the forward line when she was playing, and the deliveries I got were pretty good. So have to put her up there. And like you said, these days, just that junior contingent coming through, like Myla, she's one of the best players in our team at the moment, which is great. And then, yeah, Ruby Spark's really good this year. So yeah, heaps of good players.
Yeah, for sure. Now, before we let you go, Sarah, anyone you wanted to give a shout out to?
Oh, shout out.
Hey.
No, not really.
Oh, it could be a fine later for the club.
Yeah. Feel like this is a stitcher. No, nothing else from me. Thanks, guys.
Nah, it's terrific. Look, it's an honour for us. I know that, and I've been around the league for a very long time. So, no, you're one of the best we've ever had, and a real trailblazer for women's football in the region. One of the first to be drafted. So, should be really proud of everything you've done in this comp, Sarah. And I know you're very humble, but yeah, I mean every word I say when I say you're one of the best and one of our favourites anyway. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute honour for us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Means a lot.
Take care. See you around the grounds.
See you guys.
We are moments away from the second half of what has just been an epic clash here between the Nelson Bay Marlins and Newcastle City Blues. We're about to get underway. Ball is up and we are rocking into the second half. Glad you could join us here on the Scene broadcast as Finlay gets his kick away. He's got a player out on the wing. He neatly passes to him over a 30-metre distance, and the Newcastle City Blues will look to try and gain the lead. There are 4 points in the deficit at the moment, and a great mark by Pongrasic. He wheels around with those big black boots, sends it long in the goal direction, and it bounces through. Was it touched? It's a goal! Not touched, says the umpires. And an outstanding way for Newcastle City to open up the account. It's exactly what they need. This has been an epic encounter between these two sides. 39 points, Nelson Bay. They held on to the lead in the second half for exactly 39 seconds. And now the Newcastle City in front, 6-5-41. Some slightly more accurate shots on goal, proving the difference there. As we look at the replay, and no hands on it. That was as clean as it gets. A big name in Pongrasic getting involved early on in that one. What an outstanding start for the Blues, and they need it too. The momentum has been heavily with Nelson Bay. Max Quinlan roves his own ruck knock, goes forward again for the Blues. The kick is long. It's out of reach of everyone. The Marlins go to ground as Pongrasic has another shot. This time you can tell by his reaction he was offline as soon as he put boot to ball. But a minute 30 and the Newcastle City Blues must have got some kind of fire in the change rooms at half-time, one would imagine, from Mitch Knight, as the Marlins go to bring the ball back in. Ash Borg.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I got about 3 or 4 dimmies from the canteen, so I was a lot more digestible than what the...
You're engaged?
I reckon what the City boys would have copped at half-time, as that mark's taken in the middle, nicely done. And they move it across here to Roche. Blythe moving it off half-back. Pressure's big now from City. Cleaned up Lovell. Back wide. Trying to get in the contest. Quinlan went right over Rovert. Hanley sends it long. Beautifully pushed out the way there by Pongrasic. He might go again here, Jason Pongrasic. He goes short, looking in there for Crawford. Over the top there, that pretty sure that might be Jordan Deere, or is it Woodhams?
Yeah,
just trying to see what it is. And he's been done holding the ball anyway. So free kick to Reece Dorr. He's had a pretty good game. In the 27, he's held his opponent well. They just need to weather this storm. That kick wasn't very good at all. And it's gone back and over the top. Searching for goal. Nice tackle again. Could have been on the ball. Umpire said no. Great chase and tackle to ground it went. Didn't look like the greatest execution of the tackle. High up and under. Carey underneath it. Pongrasic on the road. Snap to goal. Missed. He's missed for a behind, I suggest. Yep, umpire just held the arm up then. Just quick start to the quarter. I think everyone's a little bit shell-shocked about how quickly City have come out. Not sure if Nelson Bay have got any out of the change rooms yet, or have they been allowed to. It's been a great start. There's a player on in the corner here in Wilkes, but they bypass him. Great distribution. Hit Jews on the chest on the run. Jews now over the top. This is McConnell. Needs to run onto it. Lets it sit. Does so well. Nice hand pass to Warren. Warren drives long. And this is a nice effort. Good mark.
Well done.
Beautifully done. That was coast to coast Nelson Bay. That was marvellous stuff from the kick in.
What's happened here?
Mitchell Hall gave
Why?
it away. No idea. If I'm being completely honest, I couldn't tell you what that was for. So I'll let that one go and let that one go back in the pocket here to Woodhams, who comes out of the pocket, drives long. Nice effort. This is Cullen. Cullen goes around the body over the wing now. Chasing tail. Nicely done, Jacko Crawford. Sitting underneath the football. That was Lack. Couldn't get the mark. Then going straight through. Free kick, Newcastle City advantage. I thought he was taking the advantage then. It's just a free kick to City. That was really unlucky. That's twice in this game they've had one turned over from the back. Woodham sits well and just couldn't go to ground with the football. So 3 points, 4 points the margin to Newcastle City. Nelson Bay, Chop, I reckon, would count themselves a little unlucky there.
Yeah, I'd like to know what was going on there. I'll be very eager to look at the replay and see exactly what happened there, because there was a great rebound goal opportunity that they were denied in the end. But nonetheless, the game carries on, and they would have forgotten about it by now, I'm sure. The way Blackburn sends one long, working very hard. That's outstanding work. Front spot there by the Marlins, and they have done that so much today. They are relentless. So they've adjusted quickly to the fast start by the Blues. That's Carruthers now, and Billy Barton gets himself out. Just the slightest lead in front there is all he needed to get himself unopposed, and now a shot on goal. And this is well within his range. The big bad Billy Barton, number 3, representative player this year for the Nelson Bay Marlins in Canberra, and he goes for his second one today, and the goal umpire does not even move. Barely an eyebrow shuffle straight through the middle. Billy Barton gets number 2, and that is an outstanding rebound against what has been a savage start to the quarter by the Newcastle City Blues. Nelson Bay are ready for anything here today, it would seem, and what a great return. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, 1 apiece, 3 points to the Newcastle City Blues. And we are continuing with this cracking coverage from the Scene Productions. Back in the middle now.
Yeah, we've got just had a look at the replay of the free kick. It was for a push out.
A push out.
Not sure.
Was it there, Ash? You've had plenty of years of experience. Would you have called it?
It was there enough, but yeah.
Right.
It's the umpire that's very game to pay those in a contest like we have today. As that one gets shuffled out. It was Restore, sends it high up and under, sitting underneath it. Nice little punch from the back there was Hall. Sitting underneath it gamely there was Sekanauskas. They go to ground. Sekanauskas in the battle. Jews underneath it. Umpire says free kick Nelson Bay. So they're going to have another go here, the Marlins. So they work this football forward. Over the back, nearly taken there by Barton. He just needs to hold his feet and try and pick it up. Another contest ensues. Could have been held in again. So Nelson Bay just starting to try and pick up a little bit. They started slowly in the term. They've got their goal back. They retain the lead that they've held for the majority of the match. McDonald in the ruck here with Barton. This will be a fascinating duel. Umpire just tries to work out he's in the ruck. Barton beats him, all ends up, snaps round the corner. This will be brilliant. And that one is we're just going to check with the goal umpire to see what it actually was. Dare say, I think he's calling this out on the full, the goal umpire. They're having a consult, and if they're not sure, it has to be the lesser of the result, which is out of bounds on the full, and that's a good call from the umps.
Right. Okay. So back into play now. Nelson Bay certainly resisting the charge by the Newcastle City Blues early on. Unlucky not to have had a couple of goals already in return, as Wade Blackburn stems the flow of the Newcastle City ball again and finds Reimer. Those two have chimed in together beautifully again today. Boone Reimer, long bomb, as he does so often. He surges and absolutely launches missiles from there. Quick series of hand passes finds its way in the hands of Roach, as Roach kicked another one for the Nelson Bay. The Marlins are on fire. That's their reply, almost in spite of that first goal from the Newcastle City Blues. Nelson Bay Marlins have responded with 2 of their own. They are feverish today. The new kids on the block just continue their epic ascension into Black Diamond Cup men's division football, and they are taking it up to the Newcastle City Blues with everything they've got. Ash, interesting, their last 3 games in a row, the Nelson Bay Marlins have been within 2 goals at half-time.
Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. Jacob Finlay is being taped up on the bench for an ankle injury. We'll see if he returns. He's a big key for the City boys as it comes down again. Anderson wins it, winning so many balls out of the middle there. He's Andrew McConnell, the 32. He's been brilliant in the centre. Hanley. And what's happened here? They've blown a whistle on the play and given a free kick to City. So I think it might have been for the intended contact rather than the actual contact.
Is that a rule?
No, but I think Rachel.
Because I intend to contact everybody when I'm out there on the football field.
I think she probably got that one right in the end, as that's come out there from Cullen. Great smother, beautifully done. Not sure who that was.
Oh.
Great bump. I know who that was. It was Nicholas Ellis-Brody. And he shoved into him, gave away the free kick. They move it quickly here, City. Gutsy in front. Could have been a free kick there. That was Roche got in the way. He was brilliant. Gave it across there to Norton. Norton, big up and under, sitting underneath it. Hurley. Hurley, too tall.
Did I just see a tricycle holding off a tractor?
So Hurley bumps it inside 50. There's a wall of Marlins that couldn't get there. On the deck, nice little tap forward by Quinlan. Worked beautifully there. That was by the 38 of Harrison Lack. He's been pretty good today too in defence. That one bounces over the line. So 10 minutes into this third quarter, Nelson Bay 51, Newcastle City 43. Hope you're enjoying all the action on the scene. Shane on camera, Corey and myself on the microphone. It's been a wonderful
If you're not
game.
enjoying it, there's something definitely wrong with you because this is fantastic.
And here's the effort there, Stanbridge. Crawford, your check side, marvellous. Great finish.
What a goal.
He could have gone left foot. He went check side, and he's an expert at scoring goals from that range. And it is a 2-point margin. City hit back.
Outstanding work by Jackson Crawford, famous name at the Newcastle City Blues, of course. And that was timely indeed. Back to 2 points the margin. And we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The one thing Nelson Bay have got to bring into their briefcase of good tricks is being able to pull together a full four-quarter effort. 2 quarters so far have been tremendous. This third one is shaping up to be equally as good. That fourth quarter may have let them down against some of the top sides, but I don't feel like they're going to let that happen here today. Newcastle City are going to have a grind all the way to the very final siren. And once again, another clearance. They are becoming specialists at this, the Nelson Bay Marlin, as Reimer sends it deep into the forward line. Carruthers rows it beautifully. He's got a shot to level it up again. Off to the side. So just the minor score on this occasion. They certainly created exciting build-up to their scores, the Marlins, like all good pelagic sports fish should do. As McDonald, arguably the longest kick in the league, sends it almost to outer space, but it drops on the wing just before it reaches there. And a free kick's been found. I'm not sure why, but Jack Woodhams has managed that one. Does well. Follows it up with an equally long bomb. Looking in the Quinlan direction. He arrives quite late and still lets everyone know just as loudly that he's here. Unfortunately, it's drawn the ire of the umpire. He's got himself a free kick against him, and it's going to Carey, who showed some absolute guts earlier on in the game. We didn't mention it, but he went down for a short period, but he's back up and about, fighting like all good Warriors do.
Jacob Finlay back on the field too, Chop.
Oh, very good. Speaking of Warriors, there's one right there, as Hudson Roach doesn't display his greatest effort, display of kicking. And the Newcastle City Blues turn it over, sending it back in the Jackson Crawford direction. He plays on quickly, running into an open goal. He should get this one. It does. Newcastle City Blues back in the lead. It's back and forth in the third quarter here at Dick Burwell Oval. And I'm on the edge of my seat. I imagine a few other people are too.
Yeah, what a fantastic game this is. Jackson Crawford. Got the last 2 goals for City. He's a difference maker when he's on, and he's been on all game. He's just that extra turn of pace that he's got on his direct opponent.
He faked Wilkes out then, didn't he? Like Wilkes just assumed he was going to stop taking and take that mark, but he played that neatly, Jackson Crawford. He just took off.
Well, he's a MD by trade. He's got the smarts. He's got the academic smarts,
Really?
and he's definitely got the footy smarts as well. So he's very part of a very academically talented family
That
there.
dog-led right-hand turn that he took then was defying physics.
Absolutely. As it comes out, Cullen, there's McConnell again. That is the 4th clearance in a row from McConnell off the hand pass that got the first big kick out, but it wasn't overly as effective as the last 3 as Nelson Bay tried to work through. Nice tackle pressure there by Warren. And that ball's almost stagnant. Great effort. Lovely shot again. Both sides really going hammer and tong. The umpire's just going to say, give it to me, guys, and we'll separate it. We've nearly played 15 minutes into this third term. City have the lead by 3. It's been a fabulous contest, fascinating in all aspects. Both players working hard, both sides. Ball goes in, Pongrasic back, almost grabbing the scraps. Big Pong, hand pass over the top, Edwards looking to work through it now. Archie Edwards goes back, And that's Pongrasic on the snap. Quinlan with the dive. And the Reaper can't reap it in. And couldn't grab it in on that occasion. So out of bounds it goes. It's a fantastic contest. It's a draw at Wyong. Wyong and Carter for a level on 59 apiece. Late in the third term. Terry will have a massive lead over the entrance. Pongrasic roved it beautifully. That is stunning. Jason Pongrasic defying the laws of gravity. One of the tallest players on the ground, roves it like he's a 5'8" player. And he extends the lead for City. That was marvellous. Have a look at the replay, fellas, and marvel in the brilliance.
Yeah, the big Pong sounds the gong, doesn't he? That was great work. And he's having a ripping season. What a fine return to football that is. That's exciting for all of us. Everyone can find some appreciation in that. Great work. So between the big Pong and Jackson Crawford, the Newcastle City Blues have now blown out to their largest lead in the match. 9 points. Pressure back on the Nelson Bay Marlins, the home team. I believe they're up to it. They're winning every centre clearance almost. And this one, though, the Blues wrestle off them, although coming from the defensive side. The great pick-up on the half volley, dispossessed in the tackle, and held without it in the end. Unlucky Wilkes on that occasion.
50.
Oh, wow, they're being punished by this. Now, I'm not out on the ground, so I can't hear what's going on, but it doesn't look that hostile, but the result, the cost, is massive. A goal here for, what was that? Was that remonstration or something, Ash?
Just going to try and have another look,
I don't
mate.
think he gave the ball back.
I think he put the ball on the ground. Addison Wilkes, yeah.
Which makes it easy for the umpire. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, well,
Just costly and
umpires just get paid to do a job, and they're doing a pretty good one out there.
yeah, no, I'm not complaining. It's just a
seeing who
big
it was.
cost, isn't it?
Is that Jackson Crawford?
Jack, that's three
I think it was
Phoebes.
Cullen, wasn't it? Oh,
No, it was Jackson.
Crawford.
It's Crawford, 3 goals in this quarter.
The Jack Crawl.
That's been pivotal. Just going to have a look here.
Cullen usually wears 10, doesn't he? Anyway, you guys
Yeah,
are
Cullen
going
does always wears 10. That
Isn't
was
it?
I don't. Yeah, he's in
was
the
it
middle
Cullen?
now. Cullen's in the middle now. No, it wasn't
Okay.
Cullen.
No,
It
Jackson
wasn't 10.
Crawford.
All right,
So
fair
ball-
enough.
Ball to
Definitely
the
Jackson
back,
Crawford.
back in the middle. City working hard. Oh, he's camped underneath it. He's got the set. Couldn't come down with the ball. Beautifully again. Jackson Crawford, 4 1/4. Take a bow, Jacko. This is marvellous. Steering him to victory. Jackson Crawford, superb.
I think he just put a little silence to the crowd up there too. I'm going to count that as a goal celebration. We'll certainly go through it in the replay. But the J Crawl, massive. Let him go. Number 19 just flying through there. And whoever's manning up on him needs to tighten up a little bit. That's what I'm going to say.
It's either Carey or Wilkes, because every time there's a player with a 0 near him, they just can't get close to him.
Well, we're back in the middle now, and now after fighting so hard the entire match, the Nelson Bay Marlins have the pressure on them, and Billy Barton recovers well from a knee in the chest there to get his kick away and get the clearance for the Nelson Bay Marlins. Working hard now, deep inside their forward 50. Slocum tackled, dispossessed. Can't see what's going on behind the tent, but it seems to be going the way of the Marlins. So a free kick's been found, and Carruthers will take it. He's outside of scoring range, I would suggest. So he's going to have to put it up in the hot spot. There's a presentation there from Wade Blackburn. That's ignored. Second one comes through. He likes this one. Goes for it. Mark's not taken. Quickly rebounds on it. They've still got the ball in their hands, the Marlins, but moving further away from goal. Kick on the right-hand side. Up high. Blackburn almost pulls down a finger-tipper. But it's bundled over the line. Out of bounds. Not the worst result for the Marlins. And we'll see a stoppage inside their forward 50. So they do present. They're presenting in ways which is good to see, and that certainly could have been marked, but just outside of that reach. As the ball comes in, we watch the players muster at the fall of it. Doing well in the ruck there, the Marlins. Ball's a scramble below the knees. Rolling scrum. Another stoppage is called.
8 goals in this quarter combined, 5 goals to 3. Crawford's got 4 in 7 minutes.
How about that? That could be the fastest bag of all time. As that Finlay gets his kick out of the congestion. But it's all Marlins. They've got hold of it. They need to be calm. They are. The mark's taken. and taken wisely too. Kicked further afield. It's in the hands of the captain, Jews. He's already kicked one today. And then sends one down in the Reimer direction. Flying from nowhere. It was Anderson, I think. He sends the ball out. So we'll have a stoppage right at the goal face. A good spot for the Marlins if they can be elusive in the congestion. As they muster right at the goal square there. Magnum PI going up here. Thomas Selleck. He's at the front spot, but it's Hurley that wins it. Taps it down the Slocum direction. He gets a good pop-up hand pass in, and a series of them sees Newcastle emerge from the trouble. Big shirt front there by the Marlins, and they've taken control of the ball again. Send it straight back down in their forward line. Arms go up in the air. No mark taken. It's brought to ground again. And this time Blackburn has wrapped up the Newcastle City Blues, and another stoppage. They're certainly earning their opportunities at it, the Marlins, aren't they? They've just got to get it on the score. One more stoppage, they say. Plenty of congestion, a lot of work to do. Big punch into the hot space. Kick around the body, and it's out of danger for the Blues, only as much as it's out of bounds on the full. And the kick now will be taken by Andrew McConnell.
So McConnell, just in front of Quinlan there, they go centralised to Dorr. Dorr's got to find the next target. I reckon he should go centrally, but he's sold the canny very well there on Jack Woodhams. It goes back into the pocket in the direction of Blackburn. It looks like all the traffic's going to him at the moment. City go to clear it away. Nice little hand pass. Stanbridge bumped as he kicked the footy. Play on, said the umpire, Woodhams and Deer. Beautifully worked there from Woodhams against Norton. Deer chases down, empty goal square. Searches long, goes for home. Kick looks good. It hits the post.
Wow.
That was a superb effort from Jordan Deer. That was a great effort. And the lead's 22. That's 22, 11-8 to 7-10. They release it quickly here, the Marlins, to Blythe. Blythe runs on. Chase is on. Great chase there, pretty sure, from the Blues. They work it hard now. They retrieving it a little bit higher up the field now as Dawes goes through and tries to put it in the centre of the field. Finlay, body clash there, wasn't on. It looked good. Roche twisted and turned, got away, got it out there to his teammate in Lack, who drove it nice and long. One-on-one contest. Effort here. That was by Thomas Selleck. Needs to do well. Gets it. Oh, hits it across the face. That was telling. And Magnum PI's radar wasn't on that occasion.
It was not. And he freed himself of his opponent too. He just put him to ground illegally and could have ran into that open goal. He had time. But when it's hard to think on that and have a cool head when you're under those circumstances. But he did very well, Selleck. And
he's been playing role there, hasn't he? He's done
he has.
Quite well. So boundary throw in, 15 out. Barton trying to grab it out of the ruck again. Working through at his haul. They go to ground, the two players now cleared away from the congestion. That's by Sekanauskas. Bounced off the head there, but it's free kick to Newcastle. Advantage play to Pongracic. The big Pong goes long. Poet, and I didn't know it. Crawford dropped a mark he otherwise would have taken. Tries to shrug the advances. That was a great tackle there, Adam Blythe.
It's got to be ball.
And it's got to be holding it, surely. Someone's got to make a decision, and eventually it's a throw-in chop.
How can that not be holding the ball? I don't understand how that wasn't holding the ball. It was a 360 and he hung on to it all the way to the ground.
He may have rolled out of bounds before he got
All right.
Jack
360,
Let's
maybe.
say that.
Maybe.
Jack Woodhams is having a bit of work done to the shoulder off the bench here.
All right, well, let's hopefully he's okay. As the ball comes back in now, work to do by the Nelson Bay Marlins if they are to not go in with a big deficit to catch up on the last quarter. They don't want to be chasing their tail in that last quarter after the work that they've done. McConnell hand passes up, quick kick by the Marlins, gets them out of immediate danger, but not for long, as Max Woodhams takes the mark on the 50, and he will send something in. So a bit of cream has risen for Newcastle City Blues at the time when they need it most. Max Woodhams is well on his range here, I'd say. He'll kick it from 55, and he's got a slight angle. So this is for bragging rights in the Woodhams household at the end of the day. Long run up. This will mean a lot for the Newcastle City Blues. Launches one. It's a big rocket. It won't make it. It's offline, and Wade Blackburn saves the day for the Marlins. He takes a mark, and he's going to chew up a little bit of time on the clock. There's only 30 seconds to go. and he's quite happy to chew that down. But they will go in with a 22-point deficit after that flurry of goals from Pongrasic and Jackson Crawford has surrendered what was a sterling lead that they worked so hard for a half of football. They play on quickly. Time will be against them now. Pongrasic with their hand pass backwards to Miller. Miller goes through some traffic here and then kicks one straight down the line in the middle. It's all Marlins at ground level, but they've gone without it. Hurley gets a kick away somehow, gets it to Quinlan, who was unsure what to do. His second goal on the siren, and he celebrates with a Jesus Christ pose. And wow, how about that? Heartbreaking for the Nelson Bay Marlins, as jubilant as the Newcastle City Blues would be right now. The Nelson Bay Marlins are devastated, and you can see the heartbreak on some of those players right now. They know it's a four-quarter effort that they need, and that could rightly be considered the quarter that might let them down.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 goals to 2 to Newcastle City that quarter. It was the Newcastle City side that third quarter looked more like the team that Newcastle City are, the one that did a demolition job on Killarney Vale 2 weeks ago. 4 goals in a quarter to Jackson Crawford, single-handedly, bringing his team out of the doldrums and into the light.
They can rightly blame, if they go down to, they can almost rightly blame it on just one single player in the end.
Yeah, just blame it on him.
So they're edging closer to that fourth quarter performance then.
Yeah, they did okay. 28 points is the lead to Nelson Bay.
It's not done yet, though.
I don't think they're quite out of it yet. 28 points is a good margin, though. Terrigal in front by 58. Cardiff in front by 6 points at three-quarter time against Wyong. We're going to go to the final break of the day, and can Nelson Bay make a comeback for the ages, or will City's train just keep marching on?
Welcome back. 1 quarter to go in this bumper contest between Nelson Bay Marlins and the Newcastle City Blues. Did the Nelson Bay Marlins just blow their perhaps last chance of victory with a 10-minute period, or did the Newcastle City Blues just show us what class really is all about? Were they playing with the Marlins all along? We're going to find out over the next 25 minutes in this outstanding match of the round clash of AFL Hunter Central Coast. And it's the Blues that get first boot to ball. Charging through it is Slocum, but he's slowed down by an army, a school of Marlins, you might say. Sports fishing here today, there's no doubt about that. And the ball now in the hands of Hanley. Tries to get a quick kick away, can't do it. Slocum again tackled, dispossessed of the ball. It's crunching one after the other. This is going to be a bruising, brutal final quarter. Nelson Bay have worked very hard for 2.5 quarters to get themselves into this position where they are 20 points in deficit. Topoke inside the forward 50. Pongrasic, one of the orchestrators of Nelson Bay doom. He's kicked in danger there, and a free kick this time will go to the Marlins by the way of Ellis Brody. So there's work to do for the Marlins to create an upset here today. That Mark's going to be paid. I thought he hit the ground first.
Too, yeah.
Yep, but Jews has done well. He's been paid his dues there. So he wheels around on his left boot. He's been rugged as always, sends it to the wing. Keeping his feet is Warren. He does that ahead of Anderson, but Anderson turns him inside out in the end, wheels around and hand passes looping over the top. It's in the hands of the big tractor, Jordan Deere. He wheels around and he's found the most damaging and destructive player. He's like a termite to Nelson Bay's wooden fortress, isn't he? He's going for his number 5 here, a bag. We know we love a bag here, but this will be probably the most devastating bag of goals the Nelson Bay Marlins has ever seen if Jackson Crawford steers this one through. So an opportunity here for the remaining Crawford at the Newcastle City Blues to join along an illustrious list of bag raiders in 2026 for 5 goals. He kicks and launches. It's offline. It won't make it. And it's a behind, a let-off, a reprieve, whatever you want to call it. It's a minor score, and Nelson Bay still have a sniff.
That would have been 5 goals in 16 minutes of football if he'd have kicked that. That would have been amazing.
Probably the quickest one we've seen.
So Nelson Bay now, they're going to have to play a little bit of expansive football. That just bounced off his chest and ended up to Roach, who got it back off a hand pass from Norton. They're moving it quickly here, Nelson Bay. This is through the agency of Warren, who went nice and long to a one-on-one. The contest, Barton nearly dragged it down. Play on, said the ump. Newcastle City have got the numbers. They work it out. Reimer was bypassed there. Hanley got the mark. So Hanley at half-back. Standing the mark is Alex Clark. Newcastle City can control the tempo of this game. They've got a match-winning lead going into the final term. Nice mark from the back. Don't tell me that's a free, is it? There is no way, I'm sorry, there's no way that could have been a free. If it is, that's good. Blackburn got the mark. All is good with the world.
Yep.
So Blackburn, that was a top mark too, by the way.
It was a great mark, yes.
So to centre half forward it goes, or just short of centre half forward. Nice fist. That was by Woodhams. He's had a great game in the back line. He's been really adept at fisting the footy away and taking nice marks in contests. Coming across the line.
Yes, he certainly has.
Read the play very well. So back in the centre we go. Anderson's played a great game for Nelson Bay. Finlay tried to get the hand pass out and holding the ball.
Jeez,
So
Blackburn's got something to prove here today. He is just so focused, isn't he?
He's playing-
0 point.
playing a wonderful game. This is a kick in the direction. That's almost taken. Should have marked it there. Reimer unfortunately goes to ground. Nice effort there. Sekanauskas got out of the trouble. Hand pass across to Stanbridge, who shifted it to Anderson, who took a bounce dangerously inside his own 50. Sends it to Pongrasic, who picks it up full pace on one grab and then delivers a lovely kick to Deere at centre wing. So centre wing we go. Deere. Long to half forward.
Oh, what a mark.
That's brilliant. And Norton. Great
Samuel
intercept
Norton.
mark.
Yep. Outstanding work. And his kick picked up by Roach. He's been terrific. He's been part of a brigade that had not stopped moving for the Marlins today. They found Wilkes now. He's steadying. He's got an option. Hand pass. He tried to hand pass to the advantage. They've done well. They've worked it out in the end. Long kick. No mark taken, but they've got it still in their hands. Warren dispossessed to the ball, nothing doing. And now the Blues rebound quickly. Wilkes just camps underneath it. Had enough time to put up a four-man tent and then looks back inboard. He's got Dawes now. Reece Dawes just loads up, sends one low but long into the forward 50. No mark, come off the fingertips again. They've got to rush at him now. They're going to run it out of the defence now, the Blues. But they're converging on the Marlins. They're coming in from everywhere. Hanley's got to move it quickly. He gets a kick. He's moved after the game illegally after moving the ball, and now it's downfield. So a good build-up here for the Newcastle City Blues. Jack Woodhams has Jordan Deere streaming in, and now he has got a mark inside his range, and it could very well be a nail in the coffin if the tractor actually launches this one from here. And you'd like the looks of it. Known goal kicker. Has won the Goolagong Trophy in previous seasons. Has to share the goal-kicking load a little with some other stars this year, but makes him no less prolific in front of the big sticks. The big tractor sinks his boot into it, doesn't quite make the distance and drops just short. Quinlan wants another one. Hair passes out, and the high ball, it's on the wrong side of the goalpost. And as Quinlan makes a little more headroom in his jumper, right, another behind, 30-point margin against the top side. It's almost too difficult to do in 20 minutes, you would think, but they are a courageous outfit, this group of Nelson Bay Marlins, and we won't put it past them. McConnell, kick to the wing, no mark taken. Miller does well against Reimer on that occasion, and we've gone out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in right here underneath our noses in the wing.
So boundary throwing we go here, right on centre wing, right in front of the camera. Shane Darwin's got the best view in the house there. Barton got the tap down. Nice effort there from Grant to get the hand pass out. Barton on the tackle with Burke. 2 number 3s. And, we've played 7 minutes and there hasn't been a lot of inroad into the half-time margin, three-quarter time margin. In fact, it's been extended by a couple of behinds. Nelson Bay have really been a test today. Was one of the comments. I think I put that comment in the graphics there as Rachel Robertson gives holding the football against Lanyon. Blackburn's been outstanding. Kick to McConnell, could be downfield and is. Good decision. Perfect decision. Umpire was there, saw it all the way. Free kicks going down the ground to Mitch Hall. Well, Mitch Hall's about 45 out. Couple of updated scores. Kalani Vale in front by 20 points against Warners Bay. The new guy, Mark Sheether, has a couple of goals. It's 47-32. Wyong Lakes, 78. Cardiff, 66. Into the final term. Could be their first win of the season. As Hall goes long, and he puts it through. Some life yet in the Marlins. They haven't been reeled in all the way. And it's 24 points the margin shot. There's some life. It's a small flicker of hope, but it's still there.
Is the yellow in their jumper the first flickers of the flame that the Phoenix will rise out of? Let's wait and see. Will the game fish still have some fight left before it's reeled in? We'll find out. 24 points the margin. That's 4 straight goals for them to make up in just a little over 15 minutes. Not impossible, but they are up against some giants to try and do it. Can they be the giant killers? They certainly hope so here at Nelson Bay, that's for sure. As the ruck knock goes, great tackle there. They are still ferocious. They've still got the fierce fight in them. That was Carter Lovell's dispossessed of it then, but Finlay, he gets a hand pass out to a rampaging Slocum. He's running towards goal. It's online, but it's touched just beforehand. That makes it 5 kicks now to get in front, but it was neatly done. Great defensive work there by Adam Blythe. He's been doing it down that end for the Nelson Bay Marlins for quite some time now. Famous family here at Nelson Bay are the Blythes. There's about 100 of them, I believe. And a couple of them out there today. As Warren takes the mark. He's been very handy. A 5-goal kicker last week. Too much for Hudson Roach to pull that one down, but it's hard to be critical of his game. He's been outstanding, and he backs it up straight away, picks up the loose ball, kicks it long into the forward 50. Another chance for the Marlins now. They're going to have to work. Only 2 Blues to beat. There's 3 Marlins there. They need the ball loose. They're scrambling for it. Hands and feet everywhere. Umpire blows the whistle. We'll have a stoppage. They had numbers in their favour there, the Marlins. They weren't able to get the ball free. They needed to pry it from the hands of the Blues. Ball goes up now. Big pack mustered around it. Barton gets a quick kick out of the congestion. It's offline, but it is a minor score.
How often does he do that in the forward line, Billy Barton? It's uncanny. He's so strong.
Yeah, he is. He is indeed. And just a great bloke as well. Colourful character of football. Just one of the people we love to come and watch.
So 4 goals the margin here at Dick Burwell Oval. 15 minutes to go. Long ball. Wilkes underneath it for Nelson Bay. Deer punched it away into the path here of Cullen. He got the hand pass out to Burke, and they shifted it again to Finlay. Finlay dodged a couple of tackles, went back to Creamy. Creamy got the ball out to Slocum. And Slocum hand passed it back to Burke. That was beautifully done by the midfield of Newcastle City. It comes out to Tom Hanley. Hanley looking for the lead. Parked in there, Woodhams. Beautiful hand pass, snap to goal. And it's a behind. I think that's Crawford, is it?
Yeah, it was
It
Crawford.
would have been Crawford for 5, but they just
They're wearing him a little closer now, aren't they?
I think they've worked out
You
he's
think
a
they learned the
danger.
lesson? They learned their lesson, yeah.
I think they worked out he might be a danger. So 14 minutes to go, and Elson Bay have got that 5 goals to win the game effort again. That was a real wobbler. Lovell went over his head. Hall did well to get it. Nice tackle on the play. This is with Miller. He went over the top. Nice hand pass there from Creamy Cullen into Fally. And that's a fair decision for mine. He was decked after he kicked it. That's downfield.
I can't argue with that. Who did it?
It was pretty sure that was against Reimer. He came in late and he hit Lachlan Fally. And an opportunity now exists for Jordan Deere. Well, we know how good he is in front of the sticks, and he's usually pretty good round the corner.
He's been good.
That is magic. Jordan Deere, stunning. What a goal that was. And I reckon the Marlins charge is officially done. It's 13-12-90 to 8-11-59.
13 minutes to claw a 5-goal deficit. Is it 31 points, so 6 goals. 13 points. All they've done is up the degree of difficulty a little with that one. That was the only way to explain why that free kick downfield would have been so easily given away. But I tell you what, they'll rue another missed opportunity if they go down today, and they've done the same thing against both of last year's grand finalists, which says to me that they are well and truly in the mix, no matter any way you look at it. It's just that 10-minute gap of football that they need to patch up and make sure. Maybe a couple of disciplinary things that have been costly today. Good tackle. Could have been a free kick going their way. They're still coming in at it ferociously, the Marlins. And I tell you what, win, lose or draw, there would be a hell of a lot of belief they're building in these matches, because they are taking it right up to the very best in the competition. Last year's grand finalists and looking to be the same again this year. The Nelson Bay Marlins have matched it at every level with them, right around the ground the whole way. As we see the rodeo reverse, and the kick, not great by the Marlins. Pongrasic just clunks that one. Definitely paid. He held it long enough. Wheels around. He's been very good today. Up high. Pongrasic to Deere. I reckon we've called that a few times today. They'd certainly look for each other. Great ferocious stuff by the Blues here now. They're finishing off strongly, aren't they? As Slocum just sneaks one in by millimetres. Absolutely brilliant. They are finishing strong, the Newcastle City Blues, and flexing their muscle, showing us why they are at the very top of the table and have been for a long, long time.
Have a look at this replay. This ball starts left and then drifts.
Yeah,
Have a look at that.
It does.
My goodness.
If I didn't know better, there'd be about 17 giant industrial fans on the left-hand side. Just blew
Magnets.
it
Might
back
be
in.
magnets.
Yeah. That's it.
Have we got a score check down at Don Small, Ash?
Don Small Oval, Wyong, 85, Cardiff, 67.
Oh, they're going to win this.
They got 12 minutes to hang on.
85 to 67. Wow.
85 to 67. It's been 9 goals to 3 after half time here at Dick Burwell
Well
Oval.
done, Magpies. Well done.
And Newcastle City are going to stroll in, and it's been a real test as Hurley. That's his first touch out of the middle, I'd say, for the day. Anderson's been brilliant against him. It's bounced off Barton. It's gone flying inside 50. And Pongrasic, when it's counted, he's been magnificent. Short ball over the top.
Mate, he's been like Zeus, the human wrecking machine, this second half.
He's been brilliant. He's crept into my calculations for one of the best on field.
I think he might get the scene stiller, mate. Absolutely. He's been just epic.
Slocum to kick 2 goals in a row, and this will be 10 goals in the half. It was 41-39 at half time, just to give everyone a reminder. Newcastle City have just turned it on in the second half, and Slocum for 2 goals in a row. It's just been a dominant second half from the away side, Newcastle City, and they hit the ton. 15-12, 102, 8-11, 59. And after that first half, fellas, who would have thunk it, really? Nelson Bay were brilliant in the first half, and they haven't done a lot wrong in this half either. City have just put the foot down.
No, they've been brilliant. Pongrasic is what's been the difference in this second half, I think. He's, from the minute he kicked that first goal, he's just gone and applied himself every time at every one of their forward forays and just been a physical presence that's made a difference. We're back in the middle now. Reimer rows it beautifully. He gets the clearance. Long kick on the left boot. Sends it high towards the forward 50. There's still life, and they want to finish it strong as Carruthers runs onto that loose ball. Great kick on the outside of his boot. He finds Barton. Barton's in range here. He can kick an inspirational goal late in the game. Censored Candy does it so beautifully. Billy Barton kicks an absolute ripper to wind it up. No, he did go. Well, he sucked me in. I was totally
did he not
fooled.
get that?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I believed you,
Missed
Billy.
it.
I believed you all the way.
Just about had the replay queued up
Oh,
then
there
too.
you
I was
go.
that excited.
That performance alone, I think, was worth just.
Oh,
giving
there
him
we
the-
go.
There
We'll
he
get it
goes.
now.
Here's
There
a
we
chance.
go. All right, thanks, Billy. Give me a second shot at it, mate. Nice work. Here we go. Well, I'll try and get as excited as I was over the last one, if that's okay. But at least
If he
he's going
sells
to
some
get it.
candy again, I will be.
So Billy Barton lining up. I think it might be number 3 today. Yep, number 3. But he does it in such fine fashion that it feels like 5 every time he kicks one. From 25 out, directly in front. He never makes a mistake in this situation. His name's Billy, the Big Barton. And he's kicked 3 for the day in what's been a gallant effort for the Nelson Bay Marlins. They won't get the cookies, but they'll certainly get some belief that they can match it with the biggest of the big boys.
That's a great effort there. Good goal. Some updates. Pitt has 8 goals for Terrigal. It's 131 to 48 against the entrance.
Jeez, he's really dropped off from his 13 last week.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
yeah, poor form.
Yeah, can you
Wyong
lift your
Lakes-
game, please, Harrison Pitt?
Wyong Lakes with 6.5 minutes to go, lead by 18 against Cardiff.
Oh, jeepers, I hope they hold up.
Kalani Vale are leading by 15 against Warners Bays. We're back in the middle.
Oh,
Fally gets it down. Right, so sorry, Finlay gets it down. Finlay now grabs it. Working out there is Lack, who's never stopped trying to pick it up there. Blackburn, who's been superb for Nelson Bay. That's a nice bump there on Edwards, and a mark taken eventually there by Addison Wilkes, who for the most part held Pongrasic really well. But Pongrasic came to life and he just couldn't be stopped. Holding the football, Jordan Deere's going to get a free.
Not sure where his opportunity was there.
there was none.
Got to agree with you there, but umpire's in a better spot than us. So 6.5 minutes to go. Jordan Deere looking for goal number 2. It was a good solid tackle. Hand pass put him in a world of trouble. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's
it was.
Ellis Brady.
It was a slow hand pass technique, wasn't it?
It wasn't the greatest ball to him. So Jordan Deere from the pocket. He's usually very good from here. And the crowd has been completely silenced in this second half. 12 goals in the half. It's been a superb second half performance from Newcastle City. 16-12, 108, 9-12, 66. Here's a replay of that shot from the pocket.
They will rue this lost opportunity, won't they? I think they're playing on pure. They're so disappointed now. They're playing with just as much guts and fervour, but now all of a sudden we're looking at a blowout. What was the first half to go to this? This is heartbreaking for the Nelson Bay players. I find it's really hard calling this final 5 minutes for them, and it's not because there's any bias one way or the other, but obviously we've always got plenty of encouragement for the emerging football sides, and Nelson Bay just showed so much promise here today. And take nothing away from the Newcastle City Blues. They're a class outfit, and we want all of our sides to rise to that level. Nelson Bay is certainly doing that. That's the direction they're heading. But I think it's one of those games now where when you let it slip in the way that they did in the third quarter, you're almost just going through the motions at this stage of the match. So they will remain on 5th position, I believe, on the ladder. Is it a top 4 or 5 this year, boys? With 10,
I believe it might be a 4.
4.
We'll see how it goes. We're not 100%.
Yeah, it is already scheduled, but off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Yep. Well, as long as the league keeps growing, one day it'll be a 5. But right now, let's worry about Slocum kicking his second or third goal, I think. Third goal. And he is unable to do that. So, Nelson Bay, you just don't want them to drop it. They've got just over 4 minutes of football left. You want to see them finish strong. As Dorth brings it in, looking for Reimer and finds him. Once he's got that front spot, forget about it. He's going to mark that no matter what. There's nothing you can do about it. His kick looks like it might have missed the target there. I can't see it behind the shack. It looks like Nelson Bay was celebrating something. I don't know what. Probably the fact they got it to a stoppage. So let's go with that. Waiting for the throw in. And it comes straight down to the front and centre of the ruck players. Whistle's been blown. Another stoppage. Down to the final 3 and a bit minutes now. Good tap by the Marlins. They've got hold of it. They're off and racing again. They're very good out of stoppages, aren't they? Long kick to the forward line. And Anderson, he's had a great second half too, standing up very, very tall. I would like either Anderson or Max Woodhams to have a haircut would be good because they're hard to tell apart in that back line. So if one of you two boys, it'll be on me if you get a haircut. As a handball succession in the hands of Burke now. He wheels around his right boot, sends a high ball down, and in front, Jack Woodhams. There's a free whistle being blown. I don't know what's... Let's just let that play out because I don't know what's going on there. But it's ended up with a Newcastle City goal.
Pong.
Have they paid the goal?
Yeah, Pong's kicked it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Is that a bag for him yet? He must be close.
I must have missed one because I think I got a funny feeling it is 5.
Oh, if it's 5 and I've called it like that, can I voice over the replay? So the ball kicked out long, high ball, and Woodhams tries to take a mark, can't. If in the hands of an opportunistic Pongrasic, and there's a bag for Pongrasic, just in case. That was just in case.
I don't know. There was definitely a whistle there. Everyone stopped. I'm not sure what happened.
Got him at 4. I think we've got him at 4.
All right, so it's still a
That's
chance.
all right. So it was good. So we're back in the middle for the last 2 and a bit minutes. 2 minutes remaining. Newcastle City, it's just been devastating after time. I don't have any other words to describe it.
Don't you think it's incredible how an emotion in a football game can change
It's
so
just
much?
dropped. It's just dropped, hasn't it? The crowd stopped. We've sort of stopped as well. Not stopped, but the elevations come right down. City have just it's literally shut everyone up, really, haven't they?
It's like the emotional roller coaster of watching a Disney movie, you know, like Lion King. You're happy in the first part, and then Mufasa dies.
Oh gosh!
Does that make City scar or? Is that,
no, well, not technically.
Okay,
no. I'm just likening it to the same emotional low point.
So boundary throwing to finish this last 70 seconds off and. See if the Marlins can get one for the hard work they're putting today. It'd be nice to see him get one more as Reimer tries to get inside 50. Pretty sure that was Anderson. I'll say Woodhams, one of the two. I reckon he'd be half right. And it comes over to Edwards. So Edwards in front of Lack. And they're just going to play out time here. Can they get one more? Newcastle City. Pongracic just bumped Wilkes out of the way and gave away a free.
Ash, you know whose name we don't call anywhere near as often as we should? It's Jack Lanyon.
He gets a lot of football.
I don't know why. Why?
That's a good effort over the top. He gets a lot of ball.
He gets a lot of ball. I feel like I never say Jack Lanyon.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and say Jack Lanyon more
We'll
often.
see how we go. Well, we've got 30 seconds. See if we can get the clearance here and we can say Jack Lanyon.
Okay.
So it comes off the back of the pack. We'll say it together.
We'll say it together, yeah.
So it comes down. Trying to work through it. Blackburn got off the deck. Lanyon's run past it.
Well, there's Lanyon.
Comes past. He's on the outside here. Lanyon. See if he can get it. Nice tackle. Could have been over the shoulder.
By Jack Lanyon.
And was Lanyon. And it's been holding the football here against Zane Grant. Well, they were game today, Nelson Bay. Newcastle City in the second half turned on the afterburners, and it's been a massive 49-point win to the Newcastle City side. It was a brilliant first half from both teams. Nelson Bay took up the running. They set the challenge. They asked the questions. And in the second half, Newcastle City provided all the answers and more. There was a stunning performance in the third quarter from Jackson Crawford, who kicked 4 goals in the space of 10 minutes. Max Quillen got 2. Jordan Deere got a couple. Slocum got a couple. And the big Pong kicked 3 himself. It was just all-round outstanding second half, fellas. Nelson Bay, I hope they don't drop their heads, because this performance has been really eye-opening, and I think it's caught the eye of a fair few in the league today. That was a great effort by Nelson Bay. Newcastle City just showing why they're one of the teams to beat this season.
Yeah, we're 4 rounds into the season, 2026. It's our first chance to look at Nelson Bay. We've certainly been checking their results week in, week out. And they've been within striking distance in the last 3 weeks in a row at half-time. Of course, they went on to have a good win against Cardiff last week. They went down against Terrigal Avoca the week before in much the same fashion, where they were in striking distance at half-time, and then lacks of concentration or a turn in the favour of their opposition has meant that those two sides, including Newcastle City, have ended up getting the win against them from what was a place of victory halfway through the game. They will address that, obviously, and look at what it is that goes wrong in that second half that sees them, sort of lose control of the game, because they play an exciting brand of football, the Nelson Bay Marlins. I love the way they move the ball quickly. They are confident. They take on their opposition. It doesn't matter who it is. And at some stage, they're going to find that breakthrough, and they will get these big wins against these big scalps. But for now, the Newcastle City Blues, they reign supreme, and they are on track for another wonderful year of football there at that terrific football club. They continue to surge forward. So I have certainly enjoyed the game, and certainly didn't pick that result at half-time. But that's football, lads. That's how it works. So thank you very much. What a wonderful day it's been. And I'll sign it off for us. And a very big thank you to Ash Borg, Shane Darwin. Wonderful to have you join us. Ash is just holding me the final results of the other matches. You call them out, Ash. I can't read your handwriting.
I'll give you the sign-off, mate.
No, you're right, mate.
Terrigal Avoca 143. The entrance Batter Bay 48. Pitt's got 10 for the match. Killarney Vale 54. Warners Bay 39. Newcastle City 115 to 66, 12 goals to 4 after half-time.
Harrison Pitt will kick a ton this year.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And in the upset of the season so far, Wyong Lakes with a 5-1 burst in the fourth quarter. 93 defeated Cardiff 74. And I think that actually puts Cardiff on the bottom of the table after this round, if the percentages go the way they are meant to go. It is a stunning performance from Wyong, and we've got them next week.
Congratulations to the Magpies.
Congratulations.
What a great time to get them.
Yeah, a couple of 50-gamers today in Lachlan Ranger and Kai McIntosh Walsh, so they're going to celebrate hard at the Don, and they've got the game next week at home on the scene. So on behalf of Corey and Shane, thanks again, Chop. Magnificent as usual.
Thank you, mate.
Newcastle City win it by 49. We'll see you next week.
This has been a Scene Production co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.
send-off will, my old